Bit of a row over the quick approval from the UK. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, the race to develop a vaccine is essentially entering a new phase, the phase to approve it, to regulate it. And the United Kingdom on Wednesday became the first country to give the seal of approval to the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine, and a rollout will soon happen as early as next week. But the speed in which the British regulator has done that has raised some eyebrows in the EU and the United States. A difference of opinion appears to be emerging, and there are some concerns already that this could undermine confidence in the vaccine before the vaccination process internationally has even begun. Here's more on that. Hope is housed in a Belgian factory, where millions of doses of the vaccine developed by German scientists from BioNTech and the US pharmaceutical giant Pfizer are being made. The UK is leading the race to roll out the drug after its independent regulator gave the vaccine emergency approval on Wednesday. The first doses will arrive in Britain within days.
I want to thank the scientists.
The British government's called the approval a triumph for science, but it's also being framed as a political win for a government keen to prove Brexit Britain can operate nimbly outside the EU. Here's what one government minister had to say about the rollout.
Did the fact that Britain is in the process of and has Brexited, did that mean we got the vaccination, a world first, ahead of the US and the EU? Yes or no, do you believe, Secretary of State?
Well, I just reckon we've got the very best people in this country, and we've obviously got the best medical regulators, much better than the French have, much better than the Belgians have, much better than the Americans have. That doesn't surprise me at all, because we're a much better country than every single one of them.
The British approvals led to grumbles from regulators in other countries. It's been called hasty by the EU. The bloc insists its approach is more thorough. Nevertheless, this shouldn't turn into a competition, said one official, at a time when experts are trying to build global confidence in a successful vaccine.
We are definitely not in the game of comparing regulators across countries, nor on commenting on claims as to who is better. This is not a football competition. We're talking about the life and the health of people.
The UK's also ruffled feathers in the US, with coronavirus supremo Dr. Anthony Fauci claiming the UK regulator hasn't been careful enough. On Wednesday, the British regulator said strict standards had been met to assure the vaccine's safety and effectiveness, but the government said it could be months before the doses reach those most in need. The World Health Organization's asked British scientists to share their findings. The UN body, which acts as a benchmark for other countries, is eager to approve a vaccine as soon as possible. There are concerns it could take months for developing countries to get one.
We need to develop more vaccines. We shouldn't stop. We need more than these 3 or 4. Yep. We need to increase production. We need to pull the price down. We'd love a one-dose vaccine, because all of the vaccines so far are 2 doses. So the innovation is not finished. We need the research to continue, and we need everyone to support that research.
The British regulator says that strict standards have been met to assure the vaccine's safety and effectiveness. The rollout's being cautiously welcomed in the UK, but the race to regulate's exposed rifts between scientists, undermining international efforts to prove it's safe and ready for use.
And Niamh, while there's all this focus on vaccines, still some alarming numbers of deaths in Europe in particular.
Yeah, let's not forget that this crisis is still unfolding, which is why the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has urged people to continue showing discipline in following the restrictions, particularly over the Christmas period. Some alarming figures out of the UK. The death toll here has exceeded 60,000. Of course, the UK death toll, one of the highest anywhere in the world, after a new death toll recording of 414. And also some more figures out of Italy. Italy has recorded its highest daily death toll from coronavirus throughout the entire pandemic, a death toll of 993. The closest it was to that figure was back in March, when the death toll in the 24-hour period was 969. This is despite having a strict lockdown during the first wave, despite more targeted lockdowns that focused on regions in Italy, also strict closures of bars and restaurants and other businesses that led to demonstrations and violent clashes between business owners and police. The authorities in Italy have warned that more restrictions could be announced soon, covering the Christmas period. So it's not over yet, definitely.